It was a beautiful fall day in the Ozarks, around 80 degrees, when this woman decided to go for a walk on a local trail near her small town. The trail was remote. No one else was in sight. As she walked, everything felt calm. Then, for no clear reason, she suddenly felt the urge to look behind her. And that's when she saw it. A person completely covered in a dark cloak or blanket was walking right behind her. What made it worse was that no one had been on the trail with her the entire time, and there were no side paths or intersecting trails leading to that spot. So where did this person come from? Had they been waiting in the bushes, watching for someone to pass? She didn't stop to find out. Instead, she continued walking, increasing her pace and putting as much distance as possible between herself and the figure. Strangely, after sharing this encounter, she never posted anything again. Reddit user Ashton207 and his 5 friends went to explore an abandoned railroad bridge near a building. It was a short walk from where they parked. The area felt colder than usual, but they did not think much of it at first. While walking, everyone felt uneasy, though no one said it out loud. They took a few photos and left quickly due to the cold. Back in the car, they reviewed the pictures. In one image, a friend noticed a dark figure near the tracks. None of them had seen anything while standing there. Has someone secretly been with them? One morning, a man woke up to a disturbing sight on his farm. In the distance stood a cow or horse-like animal, but its head appeared to be on fire. He filmed the scene and shared the footage online. Commenters linked the figure to old folklore, describing a cursed 4-legged creature said to wander and frighten people. Others suggested the footage might be staged or even created using AI. Whether real or fake, it's such an unsettling scene that you can't help but be intrigued. On October 5th, 2018, 27-year-old Terrence Woods Jr., a TV producer from Maryland with prior international experience, went missing while working with a UK TV crew in Oro Grande, Idaho. Just days before, he had told his family he planned to return home early. According to the crew, Terrence suddenly ran down a steep slope near the Penman mine and disappeared into the surrounding forest. However, their accounts later proved inconsistent, raising questions about what actually happened that day. Search efforts turned up no trace of him, no scent for tracking dogs, no footprints, clothes, blood, or personal items. Alarmingly, investigators never examined his hotel room or phone records, leaving significant gaps in the case. Despite extensive searches and media attention, Terrence Woods Jr. has never been found, and the investigation was eventually marked inactive. His disappearance remains a baffling mystery. 2 friends were walking home late at night through a quiet, forested area. As they walked, they passed a man coming from the opposite direction. The moment they crossed him, he did not acknowledge them, and both felt an instant sense that something was wrong. Within seconds, they turned around to look back. The man was gone.
Nuestra vida cambió. Buenas noches. Buenas. ¿Eh? ¿Normal? Sí. No te pases de bestia. No mames. No mames. ¿Qué pedo?
There were no footsteps, no sounds, and no sign of where he had gone. Was it a ghost or just a really strange man? And if it was a person, how and why did he disappear like that? A Reddit user reported that an unknown person exposed themselves to her on the Oakleaf Trail just north of Prospect. She managed to take a quick photo before leaving and shared the incident on a Milwaukee online forum to warn others. She tried contacting the non-emergency police line but couldn't get through, and later said she planned to file a report in person. Other forum users encouraged her to report it and shared similar experiences, noting that repeat offenders are sometimes involved. Strangely enough, incidents like this do happen in forested areas. Be cautious and stay aware. After a day of hiking, a man drove past a forest and noticed something unusual. A woman was standing near the trees with her child. The area was fairly isolated, which made the scene feel unsettling. They didn't ask for help or react to the car. The man slowed down to observe, but eventually drove off, admitting the situation felt strange. When he uploaded the video, opinions were divided. Some suggested it was just a homeless mother, others thought it looked like a mannequin, and some even warned it could be a trap to lure people into the woods. What do you think? This photo was taken in 2007 by a woman walking alone through an alley late at night. As she walked, she began to feel uneasy, even though the area was quiet and she didn't see anyone around. To be cautious, she held her phone behind her and took a few photos while continuing forward, which she didn't check until she got home. While reviewing the images, she noticed something unusual. On the left side of one photo, a dark figure appears in the background. It looks tall, shaped like a person wearing a long coat. But the photo is too blurry to really say whether it's anything actually strange. Hikers on a remote trail in Colorado made a shocking discovery around noon on Thursday on the Crozier Mountain Trail, northwest of Denver.
Colorado wildlife officials say a mountain lion attacked and killed a woman on New Year's Day. That attack happened on a trail just a few miles outside of the eastern entrance to the Rocky Mountain National Park.
They found a woman unresponsive, and a doctor at the scene confirmed she had passed away. Hikers reported seeing a mountain lion near her and managed to scare it off. Wildlife officers temporarily closed nearby trails and later euthanized 2 mountain lions in the area. Tests are ongoing to determine if either animal played a role in the incident.
So it is rare, and in some people might say extremely rare.
Attacks by mountain lions on humans are extremely rare in Colorado. The last fatal incident occurred 27 years ago. An autopsy is planned before officials release details about the woman's identity and the circumstances surrounding her passing. Now, if you're enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps me creating new stories every week, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. A woman was home alone in her forest house when she heard a noise near the garage. She opened the garage door and stepped outside, but at first, nothing seemed out of place. She used her camera to scan the area, and then caught something unexpected. A pale face peering from behind a tree. Frightened, she ran back inside, leaving the garage door unlocked. Shortly after, the noise stopped, and no further activity was reported. The identity of the figure was never confirmed. Was it a person? The woman agreed. It definitely didn't look normal. In December 2020, YouTuber Joey Official went out late at night with his friend Chris to test the Randonautica app. After stopping for gas, they followed the app's generated coordinates to a remote road, far from civilization. They parked the car and walked about 1 kilometer into a dark wooded area. That's when things started to feel off.
Because I'm getting really sketched out, but there's this same pickup truck that keeps driving up and down really slow on this dark road. Like, I cannot see anything in front of me right now.
We got a half a mile to go.
Oh,
we got a half a mile to go.
What? Oh.
What I thought, yo, if I see that pickup truck one more time, that is so sketchy. Like, why would he come back? Like, he drove by at least 3-4 times.
We have been driving. We have been walking on this road now for a good 10 minutes. And how much longer do we have?
I think another quarter mile to go, but it's pitch black and I can't see in front of me. We got a quarter mile to walk and we should be there. Yeah, we just...
Do you hear that?
Yeah, what is that? That's freaking... This place is freaking me out. So we just got to the location and...
well, we think we got to the location.
Think we got to the location.
We're in the middle of freaking nowhere, first of all, so I don't really know what we're looking for.
As they moved deeper into the woods, they began hearing loud, unexplained noises coming from around them. Still, they continued toward the exact location marked by the app. When they finally reached the spot and started searching the area, they suddenly heard this.
That's my breath, guys. I think that's my breath. I'm gonna go back. Whoa. Did you guys hear that? That was a loud bang. Yo! That was a loud bang. That was an extremely loud bang. Be careful, there's spiders everywhere. That was a loud bang. And it came from my direction, because I was...
That's like not cool.
Not at all, especially, you know how far we are from
We're like pretty,
civilization?
we're pretty far from the car. Like we had to walk pretty far to get here, like on the road. Like it has to be in...
Yo, are those gunshots?
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Those sound like gunshots. I'm not gonna lie, there was multiple shots back to back.
Do we like go back?
Yeah,
Start walking back?
I think so. I don't know. What was it? Yo, you guys must have heard it. That was clear.
No. Is that cup?
Yeah, I saw that cup.
Okay. There's some like bag up there. It smells so bad. It's like rancid. But yeah, we're getting... I don't know where this is exactly taking us. I just hope we're not being like set up by somebody or something.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, this app is weird. It can helps no one's here, like, gonna pop out somewhere.
Right.
But those shots.
It sound like footsteps, like
right?
hitting the pavement. Running.
I swear to God.
As they continued looking around, they discovered something truly disturbing.
Yo, I'm scared. Like, I'm not scared of the people. I'm afraid of like. I got you. Don't worry about that. But overall, my heartbeat's at like 130 beats per second. I'm freaking out. Yeah, I don't see him either. I'm down. Yeah, I think we should head out. Yo, you okay? What happened? Yo, what the hell is that?
Fall on that?
Yo, my camera just went out of focus real quick.
Oh my God, wait.
Oh
I
God.
don't want to be here, Joey, because I can't. Like, we have to go.
Yo, what the hell is that? Hold on, be careful. Yo.
Is that a baby board?
Yo.
What are you doing? Like, why do I always get my...
Yo,
I'm pretty sure I like cut my... Look at it.
Yo, be careful.
Leaves in my pants.
Yo, there's blood splatters.
Sorry, guys. Hold on.
You
Like,
okay?
I fell in that. Like, I'm almost positive.
Yo, my hand's shaking.
Shit. Do I have that on me? Like, what
No, you're
is
okay.
that?
You're okay. I'm gonna turn my light off. Is this what they wanted us to come see? I'm not touching that.
I'm not touching that either. What? It's like all over the leaves and stuff.
This is disgusting.
I'm like still shaking. Like I can't even hold my camera right. What do we do?
Not touch anything. Oh, I'm so happy that didn't hit you because you were like crouched right here.
I know. I almost like I literally was sitting like on top of this shit.
Wow.
Like, it almost looks like something was maybe dragged. Do you think that's
Yeah.
real blood?
It was like, I don't know where it goes to.
Oh my God! Do you see its lights? Wait, shine your light on it, please. Guys, that is disgusting.
That is the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is like straight up out of a horror movie.
Feeling unsafe and unsure of what they were dealing with, they decided not to push any further. They turned around and headed back toward their car. A man set up a camera in a forest and connected it to his phone for remote viewing. While watching the live feed, a large animal walked past the camera. The footage was reviewed multiple times, and while the size and movement suggested a large animal, the camera angle didn't capture enough detail for a positive identification. Because the full body was never seen, the species of the animal remains uncertain. It would have been helpful if they had shared the location, so we'd know what kind of wildlife to compare it to. YouTuber Pasha Bryle travelled to a remote forest area known as Grumovo. Locals say lightning strikes the place daily, even under clear skies. The area is abandoned and sees no tourists. Reports mention strange events and several unexplained deaths. A small cemetery stands in an open field, holding the graves of locals and past visitors who have died there. When Pasha arrived in the area, burned trees and scorch marks covered the site. At the center stands a large boulder believed to attract lightning. Pasha decided to camp beside the stone overnight, but during the night, a lightning strike hit the rock.
Did you hear that?
He realized the stories might be true and left the area immediately. A few summers ago, a Reddit user and a friend visited cemeteries at night for fun. One of them was in a rural area, about 40 minutes away. The place felt unsettling, so they left. Weeks later, the Reddit user returned alone and walked inside. Near the trees, they heard a harsh gurgling sound that seemed to move with them. Branches snapped and leaves shifted, but nothing appeared. The sound seemed close, then suddenly stopped. They ran to the car and drove off. At the time, they thought the cemetery was empty, but when they later looked at their photos, some strange shapes appeared. The memory of that place still feels deeply unsettling to them. A person appeared in a local county group, showing an unusual shape near a lake. The image was taken by a homeowner from across the water. In the photo, a grey mound is visible, identified as a concrete structure that slopes into the lake from beneath a bridge. The object appears to be positioned just behind this concrete mound and seems to be standing at the water's edge. The location is difficult to access, making it unlikely that a person could have reached the spot easily. Later, it was noted that a father and son drowned at this lake earlier this year. Some commenters said the shape looks like something holding a child. Do you see it? Someone was hiking in a quiet forest when they encountered something terrifying. In the distance, they saw what appeared to be a group of people standing in dark cloaks. The hiker froze, but upon realizing they were just statues, they carefully approached and filmed. At least, that's the story that was shared. It was later revealed that the entire scene was artificial. The forest, the snow, and the statues were all generated using artificial intelligence. No such location exists, and none of the objects were physically present. We were all fooled. While walking through the woods one day, a man found an abandoned clown animatronic. It had a strong, foul smell, but for some reason, he took it home anyway. Inside, there appeared to be animal bones. But who had made such a thing, and for what purpose? And why would anyone bring it home? Viewers even wondered whether the bones were really from an animal, or something far worse. A hunter discovered a structure on the forest floor made from carefully stacked tree branches. The branches were arranged in a deliberate pattern, forming a low shelter. Curious, he set up a trail camera facing the structure and left it for 7 days. When he returned and reviewed the footage, a large figure appeared behind the shelter. Partially hidden by a tree, the figure had broad shoulders and stood noticeably taller than the surrounding brush. The footage was blurry, but the size and shape were still clearly visible. He wondered, was it another hunter, a bear, or perhaps Bigfoot? While on a hike in Morocco, someone recorded this clip. It shows goats standing on the branches of tall trees. The video went viral, with many viewers initially thinking it was fake. In reality, the scene is common in parts of Morocco. These goats climb argan trees to eat the argan fruit, as food on the ground can be limited. Local goat herds often guide them upward. The goats eat the soft outer part of the fruit, while the hard nut passes through their system. People later collect these nuts to produce argan oil. Though the sight looks unusual, it's simply part of a local farming practice. A man was walking his dogs when they suddenly started barking at nothing. He began recording. Moments later, he heard footsteps approaching him, though no one was in sight. When he later checked the footage, it showed a faint human-shaped form walking by. The figure appeared translucent, with no solid features. Was this the source of the footsteps he'd been hearing, or just a coincidence? A man in Texas reported that an object fell from the sky and struck his property. He later checked the spot and found a deep hole in the ground. The soil appeared freshly disturbed, suggesting a strong impact. The report drew attention because similar incidents had been mentioned in other areas. People have described bright objects moving across the sky and debris appearing afterward. In many cases, experts explain these events as meteors or space debris entering Earth's atmosphere. There is no confirmed evidence that this incident involved anything unusual. Investigations usually link such reports to natural or human-made objects falling from orbit. A camper was walking back to his campsite late at night after spending time in the woods. The area seemed quiet at first. Then he noticed movement in the nearby bushes and used his phone's flashlight to record. He didn't see it clearly with his own eyes, but when he watched the footage back, he was terrified. The video appeared to show a headless figure slowly rising from the brush. After a brief moment, it lowered itself back into the bushes. Was it just an animal caught at a strange angle, or something far more sinister? What the camper did next is unknown. This person was walking down a street when they suddenly came across something unsettling. A massive kangaroo stood nearby. According to the uploader, it appeared to reach around 9 feet tall and looked heavily muscled. For comparison, the largest kangaroos typically grow to about 6 feet in height, with tails measuring around 3.3 feet and usually weigh between 121 and 198 pounds. The animals seen in the video appeared far larger and bulkier than what would normally be expected. Uber driver Ken Kahiu received a ride request that immediately stood out.
So we are at a cemetery and we have a passenger to pick up.
The passenger name was listed as Betty Up, and the pickup location shown in the app was Fort Lincoln Cemetery. Curious but cautious, Ken drove to the exact spot marked on the map. When he arrived, the area was completely empty. No person was there.
I'm picking this person called Betty up, and it's over there.
Despite this, the app still showed the passenger as waiting. Ken attempted to call the rider through the app, but there was no answer. He waited briefly and checked the surroundings again. With no sign of anyone, he cancelled the ride and left the cemetery. But the story didn't end there. After Ken posted the footage online, viewers claimed they noticed something unsettling. Just after he steps out of his car, a faint second voice can be heard in the background. Some believe it sounds like a woman softly saying, "I'm here." So was this simply a prank, a technical error, or was something else going on that day at the cemetery? Late one night, a man was driving along a quiet road when he got closer to a bus stop. But instead of people waiting under it, something was sitting on top of it. The figure didn't look human. It had no wings and no clear features to suggest it was an animal. Its face was smooth and blank. There were no eyes, no nose, and no mouth. The figure remained still, positioned as if watching passing vehicles. Maybe it was a doll placed there for some reason. Or it was actually something we don't know. The driver didn't stick around to find out. On Halloween night in 2015, a paranormal team entered St. Bartholomew's Cemetery in Western Sydney. The place was quiet, but not silent. While clicking photos, they heard a strange whining sound. It did not come from any clear direction. Nothing stood out at the moment, so the team kept working. Later, when they went through the photos, something unexpected appeared. Near one grave, a figure could be seen that looked like a man. His shape was blurred, like he was in a hurry. The figure seemed to be running away from the camera, but no one remembered seeing anyone there that night. what did they capture? A person was walking along a forest path near an old abandoned castle when they captured something unusual on their footage. A dark, translucent figure stood ahead. It looked human, dressed entirely in dark clothing, and remained perfectly still. The castle was said to be haunted, something the person only discovered later while doing some research. At the time, they didn't see the figure and couldn't explain it, leaving them to wonder if it was something paranormal. One summer, a photographer explored the cellar of an abandoned castle in Bavaria and took a quick photo inside. At the time, nothing seemed unusual. The shot was taken instinctively without a second thought. It wasn't until later, while reviewing the image, that something unsettling stood out. Near the center of the cellar, a dark shape appeared, one that some viewers felt resembled a small human figure. Others dismissed it as nothing more than shadows, uneven stonework, or damage to the walls distorted by lighting and texture. Bavarian castles often carry centuries of history, conflict, and abandonment. So was this just a case of pareidolia, or could the shape be tied to the long-forgotten past of the castle itself? A man named Michael recently shared a piece of footage with the Facebook group The Paranormal Order. The clip came from a security camera set up to monitor the backyard of his rural property. What the camera captured left him stunned. In a single frame, what appears to be a young girl can be seen walking in the yard. According to Michael, no one was supposed to be on the property at the time. There were no children present, no visitors, and no nearby neighbors who could explain someone crossing the lawn. Even more strangely, the camera wasn't triggered before or after the movement, just this one image. Concerned, Michael immediately checked for any reports of a missing child in the area, but found nothing. So what exactly did the camera capture that night?